Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Get Inspired, the show where we shine lights, both voices, and also real journeys of different people. I'm with my co-host today, DJ Biggie. Welcome, DJ
Yes.
Biggie.
Thank you for having me, Aline.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, today you look good.
Thank you. Look good as well.
All right, all right. So today we are coming with a new episode of Get Inspired, and this show is enlightening young generations out there who want to become something.
Storytellers,
Yes,
journalists, and also game
journalists.
changers.
Yeah, so today we are here at Royal FM, as you can see, 94.3, and we have a guest, a special one, a radio personality and an entrepreneur.
And also a game changer in East Africa.
Yes.
Whereby we are checking on your messages. Continue liking, subscribing, and also stay tuned for what
Yes.
is ahead is more better.
Yeah, I can tell the messages are many. We're having a guest coming. Be ready to ask your questions. Don't stay out there without asking questions to him because he's big, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
very.
So stay tuned. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As we had told you before, we have a special guest coming, Aline.
Yes, we have a very
Yes,
special
none
guest
other
coming
than
today.
JERSSY, the African Sun. We are still here at Royal FM. So he's here. We can stand up, all right?
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's a privilege to have you here, actually.
So as you can see, himself has arrived. We are in the show called Get Inspired, where we welcome entrepreneurs, radio presenters, and many other successful people to us about their journey in their careers. Jesse, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
assist with the
before we
microphone.
dive into the questions, we thank you so much for attending here today and being here with us. So I think for the people who don't know you, you can first introduce yourself.
Well, I don't know where to start. My name is Jesse, the African Sun. That's the good name I call myself
True, true.
on the airwaves. Uh, I've been on radio for the past many years, maybe 21 years on radio, both in Rwanda and around the region, but mostly in Rwanda because, I mean, I spent a lot of time in Rwanda, so decades of doing radio, and that's my thing. It's the job I love to do. And I mean, you hear me every day mornings, 6 to 10 o'clock on Royal FM 94.3.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Friday office party, the best actually with Juliana. Yeah.
Okay, so my first question is, what inspired your journey into journalism, and what moment did you realize that you can be the voice and change and be the influence on people?
Did I have a moment? I said I'm an accidental journalist,
Really?
but I had a brother who used to love listening to the BBC, and I felt like he was a very smart guy because he knew information about what was happening around the world, and you can name everything that was going on in Iraq at that time, and he's the one who could tell us the stories. But then I found that so many people loved to be around him because he had stories. So I got inspired to say, I think I also need to have stories for people to love being around me. So I started to listen to the radio much more often and to watch TV and also to read newspapers so I could have something to say when I met people. And just by default, in my senior six vacation, I had an opportunity to go to a school of journalism and mass communication where I did an advanced certificate in radio and television production. And I was lucky. While I was still studying, I had the chance to be employed, and I started way so early. So, I mean, it was just God's making. I found myself in the field, yes.
That's good. That's good because whenever people want to hear about the journey, they think something is making a difference. But as you, Mr. Jesse, there are some challenges, even though they are school people and say that school is always not giving some challenges, but students get to have challenges. What was like three challenges you faced?
Biggest challenges
Your
actually,
biggest.
like for students who are studying journalism from there or who are considering it in the future, what challenges did you face, and And maybe it can even motivate them to know that there is this challenge and I can overcome this by doing this.
I think for me, the biggest challenge that I had was exposure. I grew up in this very religious family, so they were so restrictive. So, being so restricted, I never had the chance to see the world out there, like what happens in the clubs, what happens in the movie theaters. And so I could not talk about them even when I had a chance to be on radio. I was so limited in the kind of information I was exposed to. And so my delivery in my work and my journalism was limited to the information that I knew that was within my reach at home. That was one exposure. And then in my earlier years, I never had a chance to travel, so I didn't know what happened elsewhere in the world. I'll tell you for sure, until I came to Rwanda, I never knew about the 1994 genocide
Oh,
against the Tutsi.
really? You really?
But when I got here, that is when I was told there was a movie showcasing at the stadium, in Amahoro Stadium, and the president was there. The movie was called 100 Days. Then I went to watch, and I'm like, gosh, what happened here? And that's how I get to know about Rwanda and the story of Rwanda. Otherwise, I was so much limited by exposure. The other part of the challenges were normally when the institutions, for instance, the first radio station that I worked for, never had means.
Oh,
They never had gadgets, no recorders, no access to newspapers. So you walk in, no internet.
yes.
You walk in and you're wondering what exactly you're going to do with the information that you don't have all the facts about, which is different
Yes.
today. You have access to the phone, the smartphones, you have
Small,
internet. So, but
yes.
then it was very difficult.
Yeah, very big challenge.
Oh, I have to give you another third one, right?
Yes. Yeah, it would be better for people to know, and mostly people in journalism, they don't understand what they're going to face in the future. And also you find like I want to do journalism, but then I feel like this can hinder what I can't use. I don't know how to expose myself, but right behind the scenes, I'm a good speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a very, very big challenge actually.
Yeah, also you have to add in the aspect of it's very competitive.
Yeah.
You don't always find opportunity, and you find people who are already famous in the field, and you're not famous even when you have the talent. And so normally the famous people are going to be given the opportunity first
Exactly,
because they are
exactly.
known. The radio stations, the TVs, they're all looking for money. They want famous writers, they want famous faces, they want famous voices.
Yeah.
And then you're just an amateur coming through. No one is willing to train you because, I mean, famous people don't want to help people. So you're going to train yourself. For instance, myself, I am the absolute product of self-training.
That's actually very inspiring.
Reading,
Was-
whatever
And
I do in production, it's self-training. I spend a lot of time understanding how to do radio production, working with the voice, how to put images together, how to write for myself, how to write my own stories to tell, how to personalize those stories. It's been a journey of many years of experience of teaching that to myself. I don't think any lecturer can teach me how to do radio presentation today. Yeah.
yeah, and also one question, another question: how do you maintain authenticity and also the resilience in the face of
Well, it is always difficult because fame attracts a lot of nonsense and it comes to you and sometimes it wows you and you want to succumb to it. You just have to develop a tough skin and also a bit of maturity because now I'm grown. I don't seek validation. I just know is the job well done and I'll go without a job well done. To most people, it is how many people have called you on the radio station for them to know that they've done a good job. How many people are talking about what you have done for them to know that you've done a good job. But today, in the face of social media, people will praise something which is not even worthy.
exactly?
You would come naked on the internet and people will praise you and give you shares and you run viral for having spread nonsense. A rumor will come
Exactly.
through, not verified, it will be sensational, and people will pick it up. And authentic journalism has been challenged in that way because authentic journalism is not really famous journalism. But for some of us who know that old is gold, we know that a good story is a good story, a good book is a good book,
Yes, exactly.
a good radio presentation is a good radio presentation. And to those who enjoy good presentations, they'll look out for the fun and the information in there and they'll still take it up. So you develop a tough skin to know, am I being professional? Am I being fair? Am I being balanced? Am I helping someone who's reading my piece, who is listening to what I am saying? Is this life changing information?
Yes.
And when you arrive at that point, you put fame aside and contribute with purpose.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And Biggie, do you have any question for our
Yeah, of
presenter?
course. Yeah, you can't have. I have many questions. Even they have sent messages a lot. Even this one, man, there are many questions. But let me get to this one. He's called Mojisha. Mojisha has asked you that how do you balance the way you are famous and the way you are professional? So I think he has answered that, but maybe we'll conclude on it maybe later. But this one called Janvier has said, like, why do you think that using different languages, maybe Luganda, maybe Swahili, maybe English, in different telling stories,
Storytelling.
why is it very, very encouraging? Do we need to use different languages for a story to get viral, to get important,
Views and also.
or something?
Okay, fine. When it comes to languages, I think it's important for everyone who is telling the story to know what audience they are telling the story to. For instance, when I'm working on Kigali in the morning, I speak to people in Kigali and I want to bring stories that are relatable to the people in Kigali. Where I find language limitations, I'm going to hold back, but still I would like to bring in a pinch of umezebute muraho, yahiye,
Yeah, he
such
right.
that I connect
Yeah, things like
with the
that.
community.
True, true.
Uh, I would not use any other language that my primary community does not understand. When I'm in Kenya, I'll mix in a bit of
A
Swahili.
bit of
When I'm
Swahili.
in Uganda, I'll mix in a bit of Luganda. I mean, when I go to China, I will try to do that simply because I know mostly it comes from you have to understand your audience before you communicate
And
to your
also
audience. Yes.
to bring engagement.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
So,
there's a person there in class of maybe mass media or other things,
or public
but or
relations.
public relations. But he's there saying that me, I'll continue public relations. I don't need the way to get a microphone. I don't need to get to the camera. Just like I'll be
Behind the
invading
scenes.
in public relations. Or someone saying that since I'll take mass media, I don't need anything like to get to make connections,
Yes.
make new friends, meet new people, so that because we specialize into what's your offer as an advice to that someone.
Yes, and lessons that they can learn from you, and also the values that they have to consider or choosing something according to what they're even able to do.
I think I would say if you find something that you love, you're passionate about it, it comes to you with ease, go for it. If you want to be in public relations, go for it. If you want to be behind the microphone, go for it. If you want to be on TV, go for TV. I mean, I'm not a fan for being on TV because I always love to dress up relaxed. And so I don't like being on TV. But when the time comes and I'm called to be on TV and somebody is paying for it, I mean, I'm going to run on TV, so I will equip myself
Yeah,
with the
true.
skills to be on
Yeah.
TV. Like now, I think you're watching me on the screen, not
Yes.
because I was ready for it, but because this guy said, "Hey, would you be on TV?" I said, I'm here to be on TV, not just behind the microphone." Also important to note that today, how people consume media, the dynamics have changed. We used to consume, for instance, radio behind the scenes where you don't see who is talking.
Yes.
Today, with social media, I think if you go to at Raw FM
Yes.
94.3 on social media, you'll see that exact things that we do behind the microphone.
Are there?
Now you watch us,
Yes.
on social media on your screens because we have to move with the times.
Yeah.
Radio has evolved from a thing that happens behind the curtain to something
Yes.
that you are able to see while people speak on the radio. Newspapers have done the same thing. They've gone digital, so you find their reels, their stories in a visual content format. So right now, you can't say, I'm going to be a writer, I'm going to be PR. You're going to be PR, but you're going to hand a microphone and answer questions,
Exactly.
speak for the government,
Yes.
answer questions from journalists.
Exactly.
You're going to be a radio presenter who is actually going to be on the screens. People will watch you on TikTok and
Yes.
everywhere. You're going to be a radio presenter who will be called into an environment on a podcast. And
Yes.
so you will have to catch a mic and say something, not as a TV presenter, but
Yes.
as maybe a panelist or someone who's been called upon to say something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think you just need to know a bit of everything and then do specialization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay, so you guys have heard the man. You've heard everything he's supposed to tell us. And if you are there, out there, wanting to be maybe work on Royal FM or any other media house, you need to get these lessons. So follow us on every social media we're there on Instagram, Get Inspired Show, YouTube there. And Aline, I think you had some yes or no questions for Jesse so that to conclude, so that we can just maybe bring a little fun of it, if no problem. Can we?
All right.
All right, all right. So, yeah, they can
yes.
ask 2 or 1 so that
Okay.
to know
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah, and those who are still following us, stay tuned because at this moment we're going to have something fun so that you can bring engagement and also for you to understand that he's not only a radio presenter but also even outside that he can be a fun person and also be a person, a charming person. So the first question is Ben, is this Jezari connected to a story you have covered personally?
I beg your pardon.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a yes or no question.
Okay.
Yes, and it's a Jezari edition,
Mm.
so you have to choose. Have you, Ben? Is this Jezari connected to a story you have covered personally? The Jezari that you wore today, or
No.
not really?
No.
Okay. Have you ever worn a Jezari or on air during a special report or segment?
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have.
Okay. And also, next question is this Jezari from a team or a player you personally admire?
I simply support Arsenal. So if you find me wear a jersey, I'm going to be wearing Arsenal. If you find me wearing
Arsenal.
Manchester United, maybe I just found a new girlfriend.
Okay.
All right, all right.
Yeah, so it was nice having you today, sir, and it's a very big pleasure. And I think the children out there, the next generation out there, they'll be inspired by your story, and they're already inspired by your story. So I think it was a pleasure having you, sir.
They always hear him on a microphone, but never seen the guy. All right.
Yes.
There are some people who are in the village, yeah, but we have their messages. Who's that guy speaking? Very good
Yes.
voice, but they don't have Instagram, Facebook,
Yes.
or whatever. But they hear the radio frequencies. So
But I
thank you for
think
coming,
now
Jason.
it's a good time for them to see you, and it's a very, very good pleasure. It was even a big pleasure having you here, sir.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime. Stay tuned, guys. We up for another episode.